Ladies and gentlemen, there are truths in life that cannot be ignored, laws that govern success as surely as gravity governs the earth. You can reject them, deny them, or delay them, but if you want to rise, to lead, to build something worthy of your name, you must learn them. These are not suggestions, these are mandates for those who dare to live on purpose. The first law is this: you must know where you're going. A person without a clear purpose is a leaf in the wind, tossed, spun, and dropped by forces outside their control. Decide what you want in life with precision. Do not be vague, do not hope. Choose, write it down, obsess over it, because until you do, life has no reason to cooperate with you. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. Every fortune began as an idea. Every empire was once an invisible vision, but so was every tragedy. You cannot afford to think carelessly. You cannot afford the luxury of negative thinking. Doubt, fear, and envy, they are thieves, and you are their gatekeeper. Let only powerful, positive, focused thoughts occupy your mind, because what you continually think, you will eventually become. Let this truth settle into your bones. You do not need to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented person in the room. But you do need to be the one who refuses to give up. Persistence is the battering ram that breaks down the wall. Most people quit one step before the breakthrough. Not you. When life says no, you say next. When the door shuts, you build another door. You are not immune to influence. No one is. The people you keep close will either pull you forward or drag you backward. So choose wisely, cut off small-mindedness, distance yourself from energy vampires. Find people who sharpen you, who challenge you, who ignite your ambition. If your circle doesn't push you to grow, it's not a circle. It's a cage. Failure is not the enemy. It's the professor of champions. Every loss, every rejection, every painful fall is a lesson in disguise. The weak curse their failures. The wise study them. Hidden inside every setback is the blueprint for a greater comeback. Look for it. Extract the lesson, apply it, and rise. Life is not a game of grabbing. It's a system of exchange, and the law is clear. You will be rewarded in proportion to the value you create. Be the one who gives first. Who serves better, who solves bigger problems. You will never lack if you lead with generosity and excellence. The world pays its best rewards to those who deliver the most value. The day your life changes is the day you say, "It's on me." No more blame, no more waiting, no more pointing fingers. Your results are your responsibility. Your growth, your mindset, your discipline, own it, all of it, because as long as you believe it's someone else's fault, you've handed them your power. Let me leave you with this. The world does not respond to wishful thinking. It responds to bold decisions backed by disciplined action. Learn these lessons, live them, and life will open its doors. Thank you. The first lesson you must learn is the foundation of all achievement. You must decide exactly what you want out of life. Vague desires lead to vague results. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. The majority of people drift through life like a boat without a compass, busy but going nowhere. They work hard but have no destination. They wake up, go through the motions, and wonder why they feel stuck. That is not living, that is surviving. To change your life, you must begin with clarity. What is it that you truly want? Not what others expect of you, not what seems realistic. What do you truly desire? Define it with absolute precision. Not "I want success," but what kind of success? What does it look like, feel like? What are you willing to give in exchange for it? Write it down, burn it into your mind, think about it daily. The clearer the picture in your mind, the faster the world begins to organize itself around that vision. Life responds to those who know what they want and pursue it with unwavering determination. Indecision is the enemy, hesitation is a thief. But clarity is power, and once your mind is fixed on a specific aim, something extraordinary begins to happen. You attract ideas, people, opportunities, because now you're in alignment with a purpose. You're no longer a wanderer. You are a builder, a creator, a person on a mission, and life makes room for those who move with conviction. Your thoughts are the starting point of everything that will ever happen in your life. Every success, every failure, every breakthrough or breakdown, it all begins in the mind. Your thinking is not harmless. It is the soil from which every action, every habit, every result grows. If you allow weeds to grow in that soil, doubt, fear, envy, limitation, do not be surprised when the fruits of your life are bitter. You must take control of your inner world, or your outer world will be chaos. The truth is this: you become what you think about most. That's not a slogan. It's a law. You cannot entertain thoughts of weakness and expect strength. You cannot dwell on failure and expect victory. What you plant in your mind, you will eventually live. That's why casual thinking is dangerous. That's why mental discipline is non-negotiable. Most people allow their minds to be hijacked by negativity, by the opinions of others, by the media. They feed their minds junk and expect clarity. But you must become intentional. Choose your thoughts the way a warrior chooses his weapons. Feed your mind truth. Feed it vision, feed it courage, because those thoughts will become your words. Your words will shape your actions, and your actions will build your destiny. Every time you allow fear to sit in your mind, you give it strength. Every time you indulge a limiting belief, you build a prison around your potential. But when you decide, truly decide, to reject doubt, to reject small thinking, and instead dwell only on possibility, on growth, on strength, everything begins to change. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your mind, and therefore the architect of your life. You must take that responsibility seriously. No one is coming to rescue you from your own thinking. You must do the work. You must renew your mind daily, and if you do, nothing will be impossible for you. Let me know when you're ready for the next one. The world does not reward talent alone. It never has. Look around. There are thousands of brilliant minds stuck in mediocrity, gifted people who never broke through, not because they lacked potential, but because they lacked persistence. The real difference between those who rise and those who fall is simple. One kept going when the other gave up. Persistence is the secret that most overlook because it doesn't glitter. It doesn't always look impressive. It's not glamorous. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's making the call after 10 rejection. It's grinding through the silence when no one's clapping, no one's watching, and no one's offering a handout. It's what separates the talkers from the doers. You will be tested. That's a guarantee. Life will push back. People will doubt you. Obstacles will pile up. You will fail, sometimes publicly, sometimes painfully. But if you can look failure in the face and say, "Not yet, I'm not done," then you've already beaten most of the world. Understand this: the universe yields to the stubborn, not the arrogant, not the entitled, but the relentless, the one who refuses to accept defeat as final, the one who sees every setback as feedback, the one who gets knocked down but never knocked out. You do not have to be the most talented. You do not have to be the most connected. But if you can keep showing up day after day, year after year, with hunger in your eyes and fire in your soul, you will outlast them all. The world can't ignore the person who won't go away, so when it gets hard, and it will, dig deeper when you feel like quitting, and you will push further. Because on the other side of that pain, that doubt, that exhaustion, is a version of you that's stronger, sharper, and closer to everything you've ever wanted. But you'll never meet that version if you stop halfway. Keep going. Your environment will make or break you, and that includes the people in it. You cannot rise while surrounded by those who are content to crawl. Your circle is either your support system or your sabotage system. Every voice around you is either building you up or quietly pulling you down, and the most dangerous ones aren't always loud. Sometimes they're the quiet skeptics, the passive doubters, the ones who say, "Be realistic." When you share your vision, you must become ruthless about who gets access to your energy. This isn't about arrogance, it's about survival, because whether you realize it or not, you absorb the mindset of the people closest to you. Their habits become your standards, their language becomes your script, their attitude seeps into your spirit. If you're surrounded by complainers, you'll start finding reasons to complain. If you're surrounded by dreamers, you'll start expanding your vision. So ask yourself, who in your life pushes you to grow, who challenges your excuses, who speaks life into your goals, and just as importantly, who drains you, who belittles your ambition, who makes you feel small when you think big. You don't need to hate them, you don't need to argue, but you do need to protect your momentum, because one negative influence, one toxic presence, can do more damage than 10 good intentions. Start auditing your circle the same way you would audit your finances, seriously and consistently. You cannot afford to invest time in people who are going nowhere. Elevation requires separation. If you want to rise, you have to let go of dead weight. That might mean walking away from childhood friendships, declining certain invitations, or spending more time alone. But understand this, peace is better than company that poisons your future. And when you find the right people, the ones who light a fire in you, who speak vision, who want to see you win, keep them close, learn from them, grow with them, because with the right circle, your potential becomes a reality much faster. Iron sharpens iron, champions train with champions. Your life is a reflection of your standards, and your standards are reflected in your circle. Choose wisely, ready for the next one. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of wisdom. Yet most people run from it as if it's a curse, when in truth it's a teacher. Sometimes harsh, but always honest. Every failure holds a message, a lesson, a redirection. And if you have the courage to look at it without ego, without shame, you'll see what others miss, the blueprint for your next move. The people who win in life are not the ones who have never failed. They are the ones who failed forward. They asked better questions. They didn't just say, "Why me?" They asked, "What is this trying to show me?" They studied their mistakes like maps. They didn't repeat them, they refined them. You will fail. If you're aiming high enough, you must fail, but never let failure become your identity. You are not your setbacks. You are not your mistakes. You are what you choose to do next. The weak take failure personally. The strong take it professionally. They mine it for truth, use it to sharpen their thinking, and come back stronger, clearer, and more dangerous than before. In fact, you should welcome failure, because it means you're moving. It means you're testing limits. It means you're in the arena while others are still in the stands. Every scar you earn comes with wisdom, if you choose to see it. Now understand this. Life responds to value. You don't get what you want. You get what you earn, and you earn it by giving more than you take. This is the law of exchange, and no one escapes it. If you're looking to receive, but you've given little, expect nothing. But if you're committed to over-delivering, to doing more than you're paid for, to serving without keeping score, then the rewards will come. Sometimes not right away, sometimes not in the way you expect, but they will come. The marketplace, the world, people, they all respond to contribution. You rise in life by the problems you solve, by the value you create, by the effort you bring when no one's watching. If you make it your mission to serve better, to help more, to lead with generosity instead of greed, you will never be poor, not in finances, not in relationships, not in fulfillment. Too many people ask, "What can I get?" The high achievers ask, "What can I give?" And that one shift in mindset changes everything, because the more value you give, the more indispensable you become. The more you pour into others, the more life pours back into you. So if you want more, become more. If you want respect, give excellence. If you want loyalty, give service. If you want impact, give everything you've got, because life doesn't cheat people, it reflects them. There comes a moment when your life changes, not gradually, not over years, but in an instant. And that moment is when you decide to take full responsibility, not partial, not convenient, not selective. Full, no more excuses, no more blaming your past, your parents, the economy, your circumstances, or anyone else. Just one clear statement, "It's on me." This is the moment most people avoid their entire lives, because it's uncomfortable, because it strips away the crutches. Because it forces you to look in the mirror and say, if my life isn't where I want it to be, it's because I haven't done what's necessary to change it. That's not easy, but it's the beginning of real power. Responsibility is the gateway to freedom. Until you claim it, you are at the mercy of everything outside of you. You are a victim of traffic, of gossip, of luck, of politics, of people who did you wrong. But when you decide that everything in your life, your mindset, your income, your habits, your attitude, your results, is a reflection of your choices, your standards, and your thinking, then nothing can hold you anymore. You don't have to control the world, you only have to control yourself, and that's the great secret, because when you shift the focus inward, you realize the power has been yours all along. You can build discipline. You can learn new skills. You can break toxic habits. You can develop a powerful mindset. But none of that happens until you stop outsourcing your responsibility. People will try to convince you otherwise. They'll say it's not your fault, that life is unfair, that you've been dealt a bad hand, and maybe you have. But so what? Winners rise anyway. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait for justice. They don't wait to feel ready. They take what they have and build with it. When you own everything, you can change anything. So stop waiting to be rescued. Stop waiting to be discovered. Stop waiting for someone else to fix what you have the power to fix yourself. This is your life, this is your race, and no one is running it for you. Stand up, take the weight, take the wheel, and drive. These are the 7 life lessons that will either shape you or break you. Not because they're easy, but because they're necessary. Purpose, discipline, persistence, environment, failure, service, responsibility. These are not motivational ideas. These are the raw materials of greatness. The people who build extraordinary lives don't wait for things to get better. They get better. They don't beg for success. They become the kind of person success can't ignore, and you have that power. Right now, inside you, not tomorrow, not someday, now. So make the decision, not just to know these truths, but to live them, to move with clarity, to think with discipline, to rise after failure, to surround yourself with strength, to give more than you take, to take full responsibility for your direction, because the life you want will never come from luck. It will come from you, and the principles you choose to live by, own them. Walk them, and watch the world move. Thank you.